First Coast Math Clinic with Lesson 6, Composite Functions from Unit 8 Functions. Our goal in this video is to evaluate composite functions. And in the previous couple videos, we talked specifically about functions and function notation. Today we're going to talk about composite functions. Now, what are composite functions? So composite functions are two functions that we can combine in a way so that the output of one function becomes the input of another function. So one function's output is going to become the input of another function. So the output of one function goes into another function. So what is that going to look like? So let's say we've got one function in function notation, f of x equals 2x plus 3, and our second function, g of x equals 4x. So when we're looking for composite functions, our notation is going to be something like this. We're going to have f and then o and g. So this is f of g. So that's what we're looking for, f of g. So what this basically means is we're going to take our function f of x and we're going to put our g of x function inside f of x. So if we start with our function f of x, right, we know f of x is 2x plus 3. Well, where do we put that g of x? That g of x, right, that's going to replace our x value. So our g of x is going to go in for x. I'm going to write this out just so everyone sees exactly what's happening here, right? So g of x is 4x. So I'll write it the brackets. So that g of x, which is 4x, is going to go in for x. So again, we took our function g of x here, which is 4x, and put it in for x right here. So now we've got 2 times 4x, which is 8x, plus 3. We can't do anything else at this step, 8x plus 3. We can't add those. So our function, I'm going to put the g of x back here. So f of g of x is 8x plus 3. Well, we could also go in the opposite direction, g of x. So this is g of f. So this means we're basically going to take our f of x function and put it inside the g of x function. Okay, so that's basically the notation here. So this is our outer function, this is our inner function. Let me highlight this, right? So this is our inner function. And this is our outer function. So that f of x goes inside the g of x. So if we've got something like that, g of f of x, well, g of x is just 4x. So now what's going to go in here? Well, what's our f of x function? It's this entire 2x plus 3. So we're going to replace that f of x with the 2x plus 3. Let's simplify that right side. 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times 3 is 12. So get 8x plus 12. And on the left side, I'm just going to rewrite that notation we had, g of f of x. And move that equal sign over a little bit. Let's do a couple more examples with composite functions. So for number 1, we want f of g of x. So let's start with our f of g of x. So our f of x is 4x minus 5. So we're going to replace that x with our g of x, which is that minus 3x plus 2. So that's going to go in here in for g of x. So I'm actually going to erase this and put that in here. So that's going to be negative 3x plus 2 minus 5. So I basically just took this g of x and put it in for x here. So let's simplify this. F of g of x equals, distribute the 4 in the parentheses. We get negative 12x plus 8 minus 5. And then f of g of x equals negative 12x plus 3. Draw a little line here to separate this. And we've got g of f of x. So this is g of f of x. So now our outer function is going to be the negative 3x plus 2. And the inner function is going to be this f of x. So we're going to replace the x with our f of x value, 4x minus 5. So negative 3 times 4x minus 5 plus 2. We get negative 12x plus 17. Last one, number 3 for this. We want to find, we want to value x equals 2. So we want to evaluate this when x equals 2. So let's go back to 1 and 2 and substitute 2 in. So we can start right at this last step. So we want f of g of 2. So I'll have negative 12 times 2 plus 3. Negative 12 times 2 is negative 24 plus 3. We're going to get f of g 2 is negative 21. Then g of f of 2. So we get negative 12 times 2 plus 17. So we get negative 24 plus 17. So g of f of 2, we get negative 7 as our answer. Let's do 2 more examples with composite functions. Question number 3, we have h of f. So our function h of x is 2x squared plus 3x plus 4. F of x is negative 4x. So we want h of f of x. So we can start with our h of x function. So we've got 2x squared plus 3x plus 4. And let's take our f of x. All right, so our f of x, we're going to substitute that in for x. So h of f of x, 2 times negative 4x squared plus 3 times negative 4x plus 4. Negative 4x squared gives us 16x squared minus 12x plus 4. And h of f of x is going to give us 32x squared minus 12x plus 4. Now if we go in the opposite direction, f of h, so now we want f of h of x. So we're going to start with f of x, which is just negative 4x. And we're going to replace this x with our h of x. So I can do this right here, save a little bit of room. So we'll have negative 4 times our h of x, which is 2x squared plus 3x plus 4. So f of h of x equals, we'll get negative 8x squared minus 12x minus 16. All right, last part, we want to find x of negative 3. So let's take negative 3, put it in for our x and our x for both of these examples. So I want h of f of negative 3. So 32 times negative 3 squared minus 12 times negative 3 plus 4. So I'll get, without that, f of h of f of negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. 9 times 32 is going to give us 288. Then we're going to get plus 36 plus 4. So h of f of negative 3 is going to give us 328. And here, f of h of negative 3 is going to give us negative 8 times negative 3 squared minus 12 times negative 3 minus 16. So we're going to get negative 3 squared, which is 9. 9 times negative 8 is negative 72. Negative 12 times negative 3 is going to give us positive 36 minus 16. F of h of negative 3 equals negative 72 plus 36 minus 16. Negative 72 plus 36 is going to give us negative 36 minus 16. And we're going to get back negative 52. So our f of h of negative 3 is going to be negative 52. All right. All right, so we spent some time in this video working on composite functions, kind of an extension of the previous couple videos on function notation. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to see any additional topics, videos on any additional topics, leave them in the comments. First Coast Math Clinic.